there's one word to describe my brother Ari, he's an intense dude. And everything he did, he was fire, just fire. Passion and fire. And the result of that fire is impact. I can't tell you the amount of inbound messages that I've gotten on every single platform. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say I've gotten 50,000 messages in the last 24 hours. $300,000 raised from around the world. People are telling me, literally from every single country in the world, how he impacted their lives. I'm not talking about a comment on his post. I'm talking about how he touched people's lives in Saudi Arabia, in Australia, in England, in Canada. These people are sending me stories. I don't even know what to do with them. It's completely, I understood he had a big reach. I understood that he had influence on the internet, and that he was an activist. We all knew that, but I don't think there's any way he knew, and I definitely didn't know the level of reach and influence he's had on, I think it's fair to say, millions of people on the internet.
And it wasn't about being, just flowery and everything is awesome. It was about intensity. It was about the truth.
It's about the truth, and sometimes the truth is less politically correct, as we know. Ari didn't do politically correct. One of the many things he did was, tried to fight the Islamist voice on the internet. And I'm proud of the fact that out of the 50,000 messages that I got yesterday, let's call it 50 of them were that voice. He deserved it. He was a settler. And one of them was pretty horrible. Many of them were pretty horrible, but one was specifically pretty horrible. And I replied to the tweet, and I tagged the founders of Twitter, Jack Dorsey and Biz, and I said, guys, how are you allowing this on your platform? And within 5 minutes, I got an email from Twitter saying this account has now been locked. So Ari, he's continuing, and I'll tell you also that, the way he died is the way he lived. I just met with a woman who owns the falafel store in the mall, and she made the falafel for the mechabel, for the terrorist, and he asked her, do you speak English? She said no, and they started talking Hebrew, and it turns out the mechabel was looking for someone who spoke English. I don't know, he wanted an American. And he heard Ari talking on he had a falafel. He left the falafel store. He heard Ari speaking on the phone in English, and he attacked him. And after he stabbed him, he had a main artery. He was running back towards the falafel store, and he had a 30-centimeter blade, and he was going for the whole canyon, for the whole mall. And Ari, in an absolutely heroic and not human way, because what kind of human doesn't worry about themselves when they get stabbed in a main artery, leaped at him, chased him down 60 meters, jumped over a wall, got down in, firing position, and shot the guy. And she said he was inches away. She said to me, inches away from the falafel store, he was coming for me next. At the end of the day, the guy lived an absolute hero, both online and offline, and absolutely died a hero, saving tens of lives. And Mayor Goldwicht from YU was here this morning, and he said, what kind of merit, what kind of schus, what kind of unbelievable, person is able to unify an entire nation on the eve, on Erev Yom Kippur. That was Ari, and you see people that came here today, unity that I've never seen before in my life.
Now, in the midst of this 1.5 day of Shiva, are you able to balance between the private grief and, you're talking big words here about the nation?
I don't think Ari wanted that balance. I don't think there was a balance. There was no private and public with Ari. We're Jews and we're part of Am Yisrael, and there's no separation. I don't think there is. I think he's right. There isn't a separation. There was no separation, and he was a hero by all standards of the word. Again, there's no, call him a superhero, call him whatever you want to call him. What he did was not human. There's no medical explanation for a person who has his artery, cut like that, to be able to run 60 meters and jump over a wall. It's not possible. Then he collapsed after he took down the mechabel. So I don't think we need to separate that. I think this is, again, he died as a hero, unifying Am Yisrael, defending Jews, defending Eretz Yisrael. That's what he lived for, and that's what he died for. And so he lived a hero, he died a hero. That's really, it just sums it all up. Strong family. I don't think this is going to change that. It's a challenge, but as they say, these things make you stronger. We would have been a whole lot stronger with Ari. Ari was a beast, in and out. But like we said in the beginning, he was fire, he was intensity. He brought that intensity to everything that he did. Really, everything.
There's so much to continue, so much to teach.
Yeah, and there are many people that are already continuing his legacy, his message to the world. We talked to some of his friends today and some of the other authors that. So yeah, I think it's important that we continue to spread truth, and there is no compromise on truth. You got to go all in on truth, and that's what Ari did. That's how he lived, and that's how he died.